So, one of my goals for this trip was to put myself in uncomfortable situations and also get like different views on the different educational systems from faculty and other students. And I felt like I experienced this in two different situations. So, the first was my individual school visit, and I felt uncomfortable at times at the school because we had no idea going into it. Like, we didn't need to do a presentation or anything, but Fran and I actually were asked to like do a lesson about like Americans and where we go to school and everything. And I'm usually just a person that likes to plan things out ahead of time, but it was really on the spot, and we had like lunchtime to kind of decide what to do, which didn't end up being that hard, but it was just almost uncomfortable because we had no idea what to expect, if the kids would understand us or any of that. But we ended up kind of giving them a lesson on like we used Google Maps, and we'd start with the United States and then Michigan and keep zooming in until we got to our campus, which ended up being really fun and a good experience because going from that, they tried to teach us a few Dutch words and asked like a million questions just about who we were, things like favorite movies and stuff. But just going into it, I remember I was feeling kind of nervous just because I didn't really know what to expect, and like it can be intimidating just to stand in front of a class of like 30 kids that one don't really know what you're saying, and two, you have no idea like what to expect from. So that was like one instance that I felt my competency goal was challenged. Then a second was when we were at the Fontes schools and we were doing the like high five activity and the speed dating. And I usually hate like icebreaker activities. I always find them like kind of awkward. So I always get a little nervous to do them. But it ended up being really cool because especially during the speed dating activity, I thought it would be like kind of weird to try to talk to someone for 10 minutes that you don't know, just because 10 minutes seems like a long time. But I thought it ended up being cool just because I learned so much about like the Dutch and Belgian schools that I had no idea about before, and I really pushed myself out of my comfort zone to like talk a lot about just my own experiences, and in return I learned a lot about other people. And I remember there was one girl who was saying that something she wanted to improve on, like a goal of hers from the Five Fingers, was to not be so awkward in situations. And I almost found it funny because I didn't find her like awkward at all. So it was just kind of cool to think that like same kids from different countries and with different backgrounds like feel the same way about uncomfortable situations, like meeting new people that might not speak the same language as good as you can. And yeah, I just thought it was cool that like this girl and I kind of thought the same thing. Like we felt uncomfortable in the situation, but we both had a good conversation, so it really wasn't bad at all. And moving forward from that, like I'm excited just to see what Tuesday brings, and at Hazlitt, and I think it'll be fun just to keep interacting with these people. And I thought it was cool too because I actually got close, not close, but like comfortable enough with a few of the students at Fontes that we sort of tried to make plans to go out to like a sushi dinner on Tuesday, which I just thought was cool because my goal in the beginning was to move out of my comfort zone and learn new perspectives. So it was cool to see what the Fontes students thought of our system too as well, because they definitely had different views, and I started to realize that our system seems a little messed up and like way too expensive now that I think about it. But yeah, so I've had a great experience so far, and I'm excited for what is to come.